Perhaps you are looking to move to Spain, or you're thinking about it, and you feel quite overwhelmed at the idea of making that decision, and you don't know if it's the right decision or not. So that was us a year ago. We are a family of four that have moved from Manchester to the Costa Blanca, and we moved in October 2025. We felt very overwhelmed on all the choices that we had to make, and it's such a difficult decision to make. You know, is it right for our kids? Is it not? Both our kids are 7 and 12, and we didn't know whether they would love it or hate it. So if you've landed on my channel, is because you're probably feeling the same thing, and what I want to do is be able to help people who are making that decision by inspiring and also giving helpful information and just sharing a little bit of our life so that you can see what yours could look like. So first of all, if you are overwhelmed in making that decision, you need to make the decision. So I remember feeling really overwhelmed and really unsure on what we were doing, and I think pondering too much can be the problem. So first of all, I would say make the decision and stick to it. Regardless of the stumbling blocks that you might come across, keep going, because it's not easy, but I'll tell you, it'll definitely be worth it. So we made the decision to move, and then it was a matter of how we're going to get here, what we're going to do for work, what schools and what areas. And so those are the main topics I'd say that you need to focus on. First of all, make the decision. Second, decide what your route is going to be into Spain. So do you need a visa? Do you have an Irish passport? How are you going to get here? Then what are you going to do for work? Are you able to work remotely for a UK company, or do you work for yourself? Or perhaps you're retired, perhaps you don't need to work. So you need to figure that part out as well. I found my job online, on social media actually. I put a post on TikTok 12 months ago, and I was looking for work in the area, and luckily as it was, the right person saw my post, and that sort of triggered a load of events, and I got a job offer, and that kind of was the start of our journey back into Spain. So you never know who can help you. So this is why I do what I do with social media, because you just never know. So thirdly, you need to focus on areas. Where do you want to live? Because Spain is very different depending on where you are. Do you want to be in an expat community? Do you want to be somewhere very Spanish? Do you want to be by the beach? Do you want to be inland, or you know, surrounded by mountains? So do your research, have a look at some areas, and what I would say is visit several times at different times of year, because places can be very different in the summer and in the winter. We used to live in a place called Estepona, and there was a little town nearby, and in the winter it was so quiet, there was just nothing going on, and as a family with young children we wanted things to do. So I would say visit the area and visit at different times of year so you can get a real feel of what it would be like to actually live here. And then once you've figured out, you've made the decision, you know how you're going to get here in terms of visa or passports, and you know what area you want to move to, everything else will slowly start to slot into place. If you have children, you need to think about, are you going to send them into a public school, Spanish, or are you going to put them in an international school? I chose to put my two in an international school initially, just to help with the move, as it was such a big change. But then this September, our youngest will move into a Spanish school, because I feel like she will benefit from learning Spanish, and she's young enough to be able to benefit from that. So I've got experience with both international and Spanish schools, and I attended a Spanish school myself growing up. So if you have any questions, please drop me a comment, and I'll try and help as much as I can. And then there's all the other little bits that then fall into place. I know it feels overwhelming, but those are the 4 things that I'd say to focus on. And once you've done that, the paperwork and all the extra parts will fall into place. So you'll need your NIEs, you'll need your padron in the town that you live in. You'll need healthcare potentially if you need a visa. You normally need health insurance as well, and all the other bits like exchanging your licenses. Make a list of all the things that you need and start ticking them one by one as you go through them all. I have an Instagram page called Spain.with-Sylvia, and I've done a handy checklist on there that might be useful. So if you check that out, keep that in mind and take things off the list as you go through them. So I hope this video has been helpful. I will do some more covering different aspects of the move and our lifestyle and what it's really like to move to Spain with 2 children. May I add one with additional needs as well. And I'll see you on the next one. And please don't forget to subscribe and like if you've liked this video.